Today, we need to talk about the deeply unsettling and mysterious case of Namrata Bora. Officially, her death was ruled an accident. But as you'll see, the story is just filled with contradictions and really strange details that honestly raise way more questions than answers.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? What actually happened in those early morning hours on a road in Meghalaya? Was this just a tragic, terrible accident? Or is the truth something far more disturbing?
So, to really get why this case is so confusing, we have to start with a very few facts that pretty much everyone agrees on.
Okay, so on the books, this is called the Nongpoh incident. It happened on June 4th, 2025. A 25-year-old law intern, Namrata Bora, died in what was officially ruled a road accident. But that official story, well, it's now being fiercely challenged by the people who were closest to her. So, what is the official story? Let's break down the version of events as they were first reported to everyone.
So, crucially, Namrata wasn't alone. She was with four other people, four companions. And one name here, Anaya Tulwadu, really stands out. Now, you need to know, he's not just another friend. He's an AIUDF youth leader and, get this, the son of a sitting member of the Legislative Assembly. That connection is going to become much, much more significant as this story unfolds. The official story, it starts simply enough. It's a trip to watch the sunrise. But around 4:15 a.m., their car crashed. And this is where things get really weird. According to the reports, two of the friends allegedly just fled the scene. The other two took Namrata to a hospital, where she was tragically declared dead.
But that official story, and especially the behavior of her companions, well, that is precisely what's being challenged, and challenged hard by the person who knew her best, her father.
So right away, you have these two completely different stories. The official report says a tragic road accident. But Namrata's family, they believe it was something far more sinister. They suspect foul play. Namrata's father, Raman Bora, isn't just talking. He is taking action. He's filed two formal police reports, which are known as FIRs, and he has named all four companions. He's pointing to what he calls disturbing inconsistencies in their stories and highlighting a very specific and, frankly, very odd detail. And this is the first huge red flag for the family, right? I mean, think about it. In the middle of a terrible accident, chaos everywhere, why would two of your friends allegedly abandon everyone and just flee the scene? It's a question that just hangs heavy over that whole official account. And then there's this really weird, specific detail about her phone. Her dad keeps asking, for a casual trip to see the sunrise, why on earth would she leave her main phone, her iPhone, at home and take only a basic phone with her? It just feels completely out of character, and it suggests that maybe this wasn't just some simple, spontaneous trip. With her family pushing so hard for answers, the pressure is definitely mounting. It's gotten to the point where the chief ministers of both Assam and Meghalaya have now publicly come out and promised a thorough investigation into her death. Okay, so let's just recap. We've got a mysterious death, a family alleging foul play, even top politicians promising action. You would think this story would be everywhere, right? But it's not. And that's the next part of this mystery. And that's the bizarre thing here. Outside of some local news in the region and, some chatter on social media, this story has failed to get any real traction in the national conversation. It's just shrouded in this strange silence. So you have to ask yourself, in this age of 24/7 news, why is a story with so many troubling, unanswered questions being met with, pretty much a wall of silence on the national level? Well, a couple of potential reasons are floating around. First, there's that obvious political connection we talked about. One of the companions is the son of an MLA. The second is maybe a kind of geographical bias. I mean, this happened in Meghalaya, far away from the big media centers like Delhi or Mumbai, where stories often just ignite into these national firestorms.
When you put it all together, the mysterious death, the unanswered questions, and this muted public response, it really pushes us to ask one final and maybe the most uncomfortable question of all.
Because in the end, the case of Namrata Bora isn't just about what happened on that road. It forces all of us to look not only at the details of her death, but at the very systems that decide which stories get told, which voices get heard, and ultimately which lives are seen as worthy of our collective attention.